making weapons of mass destruction. These regimes pose a grave and growing danger.
The president now confronts very real foreign crises with two of his axis of evil nations. The president's call for war if Iraq doesn't disarm has led to major protests at home and abroad. But the president at times has also been visibly impatient with those who say those inspectors need lots more time to complete their work.
The president has made it clear and he's trying to rally the world. But that time is running out. And one day, one way, sooner or later, Saddam Hussein will either disarm so peace can be preserved, or a coalition will be assembled to do the job and to protect the peace.
And they're letting the world know this is on satellite.
Yeah.
This is on the internet.
You don't decide freedom.
I'm not.
United, the people, united. Down the block. Let's go, gang. Down the block. Anyone that's complying is getting arrested. What, for like violent things or?
No, just for
not moving off the sidewalk.
So what they get? What about everybody else walking around the sidewalk?
Yeah, everybody. I know, right? It's like I'm not allowed to stand here. Yeah, it's fine.
The war that hasn't even begun. The crowd here in New York City is quite larger than they had expected. We know right now that they are blocking off from 52nd Street all the way down.
That everybody who is in a mosque or everybody who is in a church is suspect, then we are all suspect.
More than 3,000 suspected terrorists have been arrested in many countries. Many others have met a different fate. Put it this way. They're no longer a problem to the United States.
Resolution 1441 gave Iraq one last inspectors are inspectors. They are not detectives. What you will see is an accumulation of facts and disturbing patterns of behavior.
We wrote 1441 not in order to go to war. We wrote 1441 to try to preserve the peace. We wrote 1441 to give Iraq one last chance.
Also a chilling read about the failure of Iraq to comply. In a different world where this was not necessary. But sadly, we live in that world. Never been automatic about the threat of force or the use of force. It has always been conditional. It would be utterly irresponsible.
The key element of stability, the key element of legitimacy, the key element of efficiency of the world community are the United. But not a country alone can build peace. For that, you need the legitimacy of the United Nations. 17th of March. This is the logical kind of world. What kind of an order? World order. Do we reduce the problems of the world?
Anti-American and anti-Bush feeling we've seen in a long time, and what back to perhaps the early years of Ronald Reagan to find a similar scenario.
If they showed up in
Paris with Europe, and it's only got seeing now is that John is supporting the United States as critical of Chancellor. deployed beyond. We have to look in the mirror a little.
Straight ahead, when actors turn activists.
They were open to target practice. You know, in Yugoslavia in 1999.
I don't think we can. I think so.
To put it bluntly, if you can't possibly believe what he said, if he simply analyzes the reality of the position.
By criticizing President Bush's decision to go to war.
The country's on orange or high alert.
This president failed so miserably at diplomacy that we're now.
I'll tell you what, all smoke and mirrors, the preemptive policy of the Bush doctrine.
I am praying for my country and its president.
We asked her what the U.S. and Iraq should do instead of fight.
This is all part of the planning for a post-Saddam Iraq. Any indication from Saddam Hussein that he intends to leave the country?
Speculate about what will or will not happen at 8 o'clock tonight. If force is used, the president will authorize force knowing that it was in the cause approach that President Bush has shown. He wished that other leaders would show that same flexibility of approach. It may occur in the coming days.
Well, the president used this.
The days of the Saddam Hussein regime will not be a repeat of any other conflict. It will be of a force and scope and scale that has been beyond what has been seen.
Of the massive shock and awe campaign that has been so billed and advertised, they say to us, when that starts, you will definitely
continue to come at him from a number of directions.
Well, I haven't heard anything about
The barrage of cruise missiles, they were fired by both U.S. and for the first time.
Helicopters also firing at direct.
Win it without massive casualties, which there will probably be no matter how surgically shock and awe is carried out. So much for
rockets used their right to
about 20 minutes when protesters blocked the road.
Capital for much of the day.
His special security organization run by his
28 minutes, we get the all-clear signal. No sign of chemical or biological.
In San Francisco, hauling in almost 400 protesters for blocking streets.
A small example of the anti-war feeling that is out in Washington and Chicago and other places. And this is ABC News continuing live coverage of the war with Iraq.
Area behind you, which will be about the half hour and quarter of the hour right here on MSNBC. We also
yes, I just wanted to say that all these people opposed the war need to think
time to put aside those policy differences and unite behind our troops and our families.
Now, these days the annual percentage rate on a savings account is going to be paltry.
certainly that is about a mile away the sound of it. The tower going up across the Tigers.
Fox News can now confirm the shock and awe portion of the battle in Iraq has
quantity that it is a long distance away though.
3 major buildings, 4 towns, buildings further a blank with smoke in front of us. Across the track, more of the sky residential compound of Saddam Hussein. Many of his major administrative buildings and smoke and firepower. Again, another shock and awe town. Population of Baghdad. Shock and awe. A ringside view of which is right in front of us. These major buildings, secondary explosions, more coming in, more maybe this
Center City in Baghdad, command and control facilities to be targeted first to make the enemy deaf and blind.
Than meters, so they're much more accurate, and you see the
as the general mentioned, some of the anti-aircraft, these are large explosions now that we're seeing in Baghdad. Brett, I'm just going to be quiet for a second and see if we can listen in.